You don't have to be tall and slim to look good in a suit. And Tom Hardy proves that in the movie Legend, twice over. He plays twin criminal brothers Ron and Reggie Kray, violent criminals in London in the 1960s. But it's a movie and he's a great actor, so I'm quite sure he brings far more charm to their characters than they actually had in real life. And whenever we have movies with twins, we always have to have some kind of costume differentiation between them so we can tell them apart. We see Ronnie in peak lapels here on the left, and Reggie in notch lapels on the right with a red tie. Both well dressed in black suits and white shirts. And although Tom Hardy may very well be a good-looking, well-built Hollywood actor, he's not very tall and quite stocky. And in case you thought just because you're no Pierce Brosnan meant that you couldn't wear suits, think again and take a look at him in this movie Legend. Hi, I'm Michael and welcome to my channel for the love of suits. If you're new here, we try to find inspiration on how to dress well from the best dressed men on the screen. We drop a new video every Wednesday and shorts throughout the week. Both men are sitting in the back of a chauffeur-driven car. They both have on black suits, but in order for us to tell apart, we're going to see Ronnie on the left with peak lapels and Reggie on the right hand side with notch lapels and a red tie. These suits are very interesting, though they're not technically classic 1960s suits. The designer Caroline Harris purposely avoided the narrow lapels of the 1960s. You will notice, however, that these suits are made with a very heavy wool fabric. This is typical of the 1960s. Houses didn't have central heating then, and they were quite cold inside. And we shall see that not only if you didn't wear a three-piece suit, you usually wore a cardigan underneath your suit, and the suit fabric itself was extremely heavy compared to today's fabrics. But Reggie's suit is very interesting and we're going to see a lot about it. It is not actually a British suit at all. It is in fact quite a classic Italian suit. But it's not the Neapolitan suit, which hails from Naples, that you're used to seeing when people talk about Italian suits. It's much closer to the Roman cut. Rome is of course much further north than Naples and therefore not quite as hot. The Roman suit is kind of a cross between the British suit and the Italian suit. It still has that excellent narrowing waist, but it has much more structured shoulders than the Neapolitan suit. And this narrowing waist very much suits Tom's stocky build. So this is something that you should look for in a suit if you're not very slim. Structured shoulders and a narrow waistline. However, as he's walking down the street, we see something very interesting here. Can you see it? There are no vents in the back of his jacket. This is also classic Italian. It's a good choice for the movie, as sometimes when you're standing and walking in a no-vent jacket, it looks very good. However, it's not quite as comfortable and flexible as a jacket with vents in it. And Reggie is wearing a very striking gold tie pin. It looks very nice, but it's a little bit attention-grabbing. This is typical of gangsters in movies. They always wear a little bit of bling to show their wealth off. And the movie is set in 1960s London. It's the age of rock and roll, fashion, Carnaby Street, the swinging 60s, and of course, cardigans. No central heating inside meant it could be quite chilly during the day and especially at night time. But when they're not wearing suits, they're often wearing cardigans and sometimes both. But the brothers almost exclusively dress in black suits. We've seen this frequently in the movies for gangsters. I often talk about black suits not being very flexible, so you won't see too many different colour shirts, most likely a white shirt with either a red or black tie. As I say, black is not very flexible. Some people will tell you that it's not even a colour. Technically, black may not be a colour, but it has different tones and it sends different messages. It can be very, very cool, it can be very mysterious, or it can send an aggressive message if you're a gangster. That's why black suits tend to be very popular in movies for gangsters. Black can be seen as an intimidating colour for some people, so do be careful how you wear it. If you're enjoying this video so far, then please hit that like button. And better yet, subscribe and hit the notifications bell. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. Also check out our comments section. We have a great community there. In this scene he's wearing a collar pin, a tie pin and a pocket square, and I feel it's a little bit too much. One of those items should be taken away. And Ronnie, as you can see here, is completely mental. Not only is he a violent schizophrenic, but here he's wearing two cardigans. I think it's a very interesting look. It would definitely scare people if that's your intention. And here we get to see other gangsters all wearing suits. I do love these scenes in movies in the 50s, 60s, where people used to wear suits all the time. To see a room full of men, all dressed differently, all wearing suits and all relaxing. It's refreshing. But if you ever needed to see that cool doesn't last, here we have a bunch of men who are cool, very edgy, definitely on the outside of society. And they dress like this to send an intimidating message to their victims. However, in hindsight now it looks like a meeting between geography teachers. Cool does not last. And here we have another gangster played by Paul Bettany, probably best known for his role as Jarvis in the Marvel movies, wearing a classic window pane suit with a blue stripe. He has on a grid shirt and a brown stripy necktie. And of course, a yellow cardigan. Wearing a cardigan with your suit rather than a vest is an interesting move. It makes the suit instantly more casual and allows you a variety of different colours to wear with it. His friend in the cafe has a three-piece suit on, also a very heavy fabric. Again, note how thick the fabrics were back then, very difficult to get your hands on these days. Side note here, love the hairstyles, very jealous. One of the gangsters is what was called a teddy boy back then, and his hairstyle was known as a teddy boy hairstyle, or a DA. DA was short for duck's arse, and you can guess why it's called that. What's most hilarious is the fact that he has replaced his pocket square with a comb for taking care of his hair. If you wanted to wear something in your breast pocket but didn't like pocket squares, what would you replace it with that means something to you? Absurd answers only in the comments below, please. And this is a scene where the Krays meet the mafia. We see true 1960s Italian-American mafia style arrive. And the immediate noticeable difference is definitely the fabrics their suits are made out of. Most likely coming from Las Vegas, the American gangsters have much lighter and much more interesting fabrics. There are three suits here: a light brown window pane, a dark green suit with a flashy picture necktie, and a powder blue suit with an outstanding light brown tie. Whereas the English gangsters in the frame are wearing much tighter collars and neckties, showing their more conservative approach to fashion. This blue suit in the movie is the one closest to true 1960s style, with the slightly narrower lapels. I'll be covering Michael Caine in the movie Alfie soon, so you get to see what a real 1960s suit looks like. It's a dark blue or dark teal suit, with a very striking colour without being too loud because it's quite dark. And in this scene, Ronnie is wearing a very interesting dark green suit. It's a classic mottled tweed suit with a white shirt and a dark green tie, and he has plenty of jewellery on his fingers to match his gold cufflinks on his French cuffs. And in the wedding scene, we can see that Reg is still in his favourite black suit. However, Ron has donned a very nice dark grey chalk stripe suit with a white shirt and a very interesting necktie. This necktie pulls off the trick of being understated and outstanding at the same time. It's very classy and it offsets the whole chalk stripe suit, making his outfit very interesting. And the police lineup hands us an excellent opportunity to look at a range of 1960s suits. Mostly dark conservative colours on one hand. On the other hand, we've got the police officer played by Christopher Eccleston in a very interesting Glen Check suit. I was working as an extra on a movie last week, and Christopher Eccleston was playing the lead detective in that too. I'd completely forgotten he was in this as the detective. He's looking a little different from usual here. I do like his Glen Check suit. It certainly contrasts with the way the criminals dressed at the time. So what do you think? How does a strong, stocky man like Tom Hardy look in a suit? I think it looks fantastic. Let me know in the comments below. And thank you once again for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. It makes a big difference to this channel. And I'll see you next week with a new video.